Alright guys, this is an original Nintendo Wii and I'm using AVI, RCA, Composite, whatever you want to call it, out of the, again, original Nintendo Wii, not the Wii U, the original Wii. I have the console because it doesn't output 480p using these cables unless you have component, so it's on 480i interlaced, and I have the Homebrew Channel installed, of course, like many of you do. And just to show you, here's the menu settings, for loading the ROM and what have you. But I'm gonna go to the video settings and I render it at original, and I don't have any cropping, none of that stuff. But video mode, before you even set it up through the RetroTINK, make sure you have it on 480i, because if you don't, you're gonna have compatibility issues, because the video wants to render in 480p when you're using an interlace cable, so I just want to let you know, and because I tried that mistakenly, I didn't know. Okay, so here we are, and I'm going to go through my settings real quick, and then I'll go into a stage afterward. But I'm on the RetroTINK 5X Pro. I'm on the latest firmware, which was as of like 2 days ago or 3 days ago, whenever. Well, that's when I received my RetroTINK. And this is the input. I'm using the SCART adapter through AVI, the yellow, red, and white cables. The yellow's for video. I have 1080p over as my preset, because I wanted it to zoom in a little bit, and which I need to adjust this down a little bit, kind of get it centered, because got a little OCD on that. And the sampling, generic 4.3. I'm going to go through the sampling because I want you to see that this one, at least for this setup, is going to be the best one. So here's the 16:9. Now if you want to play it stretched, that's totally fine, and that's on you. That's perfectly, normal preference for some people, but I prefer the maintained aspect ratio. I used to play stretched, fun fact, by the way, because I didn't like the bars on the side, which I still don't, but I like the maintained aspect ratio, so you got to suffer one way or another. So here's the sampling. You see it got blurry. This is the, the generic sampling for these consoles, PC Engine, PlayStation 1, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, I mean. And here's the Genesis and Sega Saturn. And none of these are going to be any better for this setup. It doesn't matter what, sharpness level you go through, this is going to be the best one. I'm just letting you know. As you can see, it cleared up. There's no flicker. I have it on sharp, interpolation. Here's soft, and here's smooth. Smooth is like if you turn on smoothing in an emulator. It's not very good for this setup. This console using AVI cables. So sharp, in this example, is the best. Here's the scan lines. I don't know what the INT, I always call it internal mod, but I think it stands for something else. Integral mod or something like that. That's my favorite one, but I'll go through the other ones as well. Here's the 75%. Here's the slot mask, which actually that one looks pretty good too. Here's the grill in 2, and then PVM TV lines, which that one looks pretty good too, because it kind of desaturates the colors. And it's all going to vary on your TV settings as well. I have it in game mode with 0 sharpness on my TV. Field view monitor, that one looks pretty good. A lot of these do. This one does not, in my opinion. But, everybody has their own preference. And this one, if you really want to get serious, integer 100%, then that one, I can see using that one. It looks nice, but it's a little bit on the dark side for me. But I could still see using it. And here's LCD, which doesn't do a whole lot. And then scan lines off, and we're going to go back to the 50% here. This is the one that I preferred. And then I'll just play, you know, quick stage. Well, actually, let me go through the other settings. I forgot. Here's the, I think I went through that one. The preamp filter. No, I don't think I did. Okay, well here's 0. And then here's +1, +2. It's the most sharpness that you can get. Here's the -3, see? So, for this setup, in this way, using AVI, +3 is going to be the best look. And I'm not sure how it's going to go on capture, but on my TV, this looks amazing, considering it is composite. Triple buffer, again, I'm not going to mess with that, because I might lose signal here, and I don't want to. Motion adaptive, I didn't see a whole lot of difference between these, but I'll move the character around, you know, Mario, see if there's any difference, you know. I mean, it was very, very subtle. But I kept it on motion adaptive because when I had to get real close to the screen just to be able to see any subtle difference. 4-line comb, this is the best filter because it does that, which it looks like a notch filter in this setup looks like a bad emulator or a low resolution emulation. That's the best way I can explain that. And in different circumstances, using component or something like that, you know, some of these other filters may apply better, but again, this is for this setup. Here's RGB full, which I'm kind of torn in between the limited and the full. I like the full because it removes some of that haziness with the analog signal, but it saturates it a little bit. And I don't know how it's going to look in the capture, so it's just this haziness versus that. The haziness kind of has a retro feel, and I may need to mess around with it just a little bit to kind of, I'm going to keep it on full though, just because it helps with that haziness that I don't like, and we'll see how it turns out. And then low pass filter, it doesn't give me any option for that. I can't mess with it. And then here's the border. You know, if you want to use the border, it's up to you, just to have for a special look. But I'm going to leave it on RetroTINK 1.99. And oh, real quick, let me turn on the mclassic just for, you know, giggles, whatever. You see how it really removes some of that? It makes the blacks much blacker and richer. It's not going to smooth out, do anti-aliasing because it's a 1080p signal coming out of the RetroTINK. But if you do use it, you may need to go through and turn this off over here, the full setting, and go to limited. That's, you know, it's going to be a little bit less hazy, but not as saturated. But most of you aren't going to have the mclassic in your mix. So let's turn that bad boy off, because this is what the majority of you're going to see. So I know it was a lot of talking, but I haven't played this game in a long, long time. So I may be pretty bad at it, but I am shocked that this is coming out of... I should have bounced it the other way, but I could always go back if I wanted to. I'm shocked that this is coming out of, you know, 480i. I don't know if the, I don't think the original Wii does 360 progressive. So yeah, I'll check this out. There we go. Get some coinage. Doom. Now, using the settings in the emulator, you could probably crop off some of the screen and get it closer than this if you wanted to make it a little bit larger. But let's go to Mario. Just another game, you know. Oh, wrong one. Let's see here. Is it games? Main menu. Okay. Alright, kept me actually where I was at. Super. Yes, I have the whole ROM set on here. Super Mario Brothers. And this one's a little bit cropped, so it's going to be preference on the game. So let's go to, hopefully my signal doesn't cut out when I switch over. I can't do any of these other signals, 1440p, 720p, I think it goes to 540p, and so once the signal comes back on, the window, there, 540p. See, that actually looks pretty good. I like it a little bit closer than that. There we go, 1080p fill. So let's go through the scan lines here real quick, just because. Where are we at? Oh, okay. 75 slot mask. See, this is a grill. Okay, grill 2. See, it's going to vary on what game you're playing, that how it's going to look, because you know the just the graphics are, that's a little dark. LCD off. Yeah, off is, let's go with off for now, and then we'll mess around with it. But it's a little bit, I may have to turn off the, I'm terrible. It's been a long time. And I do feel latency on my controller, like, so. Of course. Let's pause it there, and then we'll go through some of the scan lines real quick. Polyface 50. I don't know. This one's hard to. This one's actually decent. Oh, that was not good. That was not either. I don't know. It would have to be somewhere in here to. See, I don't know. Not sure. Maybe this isn't the the right game to test for these. But let me go to, where are we at? There we go. RGB limited, and then we're going to go back to scan lines real quick. Let's go on that. I'll just for the, it's a little bit, see, I feel like I can't do that because there's like lag on my controller. I'm using, you know, the WiiMote. I don't have a plugged in. I'm using the WiiMote with the little Pro controller plug-in. Okay. I don't know. I didn't care for those scan lines, to be honest. This one might be a lot better. I think these scan lines would work out. It's preference, but see the pattern on the bricks. It seems pretty uniform. You know, where the scan line's going through the brick. Yeah, this isn't a game that you play with a WiiMote and wireless. I just feel like there's too much latency. I never noticed it before. And maybe the underground path isn't the best one to test, considering it's dark. Okay, let's go through real quick and let's try that. I know there's a way to jump over those. Should I test out one more game? Okay, there's some bootlegs on here, yeah. Tournament Fighters. I don't know. Ooh, Tiger Healy was a game I played back in the day. Dun 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 dun. Oops, wrong button. It's been a long time. This game I probably haven't played since I was like a kid. But going by the colors and everything, the scan lines, the way that fits. But this is a oh, I got saved on that. We're gonna go through the filters in a little bit, just to kind of get a look, because this is a horizontal scrolling, so I'll keep it on full. Okay, so we're gonna end up going through the beginning here. So Phil, I think, is gonna be fine, because I think there's a, because that you saw how it messed up on the top of the screen. That game has always had that, I remember. So we already know that's going to be, so here's smooth. I don't like that, so I'm going to keep it on sharp. Okay, let's go through the scan lines here. Let's try that, just because it's a game over. No. Oh. I never said I was good at this game. I mean, I did play it at a friend's house. You know, he had this game. And I just remember moving the D-pad around and button mashing just to kind of like sweep the screen. Okay, so that scan line is not bad. LCD is going to be terrible. So let's go to polyphase 50. Slap mask. I think this one right here. The PVM, I don't know, I think it works for this game. The other one was good too. Okay, I'll go through real quick before I finish off this video here. Consumer. Why not, right? Game over. Yeah, you can see that Consumer 2, that one looks like it might work out well. Integer 100%. I don't know. This game is hard to tell, like, because I don't know what's going to show up on capture. You know, but I know that it's going to need some sort of scan line somewhere in here. This is like a good medium. I'm terrible. Okay. And so where was... I know I don't have the buttons memorized as far as what works. So that's... Yeah, I think full is going to be the best for this one. And filter... Let's see what notch filter does for this game. Nope, 4-line comb's better. Anyways, that'll do it for this video. So, thanks for watching. Comment, rate, and subscribe. This is, again, original Wii with composite AVI RCA, yellow, red, and white cables going into the RetroTINK. And I'm shocked at how it looks. But anyways, I'll see you in the next video.